I'm Duncan Ferguson and you're watching Toffee TV.
Welcome back to Toffee TV. The summer is now in football terms, so obviously we've got loads going on. The manager, number one I would suppose. Well, it is, isn't it? Get the manager in. Obviously talk about Mourinho in the newspapers yesterday. I still think the Board and Koeman are the real favourites, but I mean, where do you see this going, Baz?
I think as long as he's not gone to United, Everton has got good a chance as probably anybody of getting him, haven't he? If he wants, he's been quite vocal about wanting to remain in England, hasn't he? If you take the United job away, then where else could he go? I think every other top club, every other club that he will probably consider going to has got a manager. You know, Liverpool, City, United if they keep Van Gaal, you know, Arsenal aren't going to replace Wenger with Mourinho. It's not going to happen. Tottenham are happy with what they've got. West Ham have got Villa. Where would he go? You know, when you go down the teams like that, Everton have got money and they need a manager and they've got some good players in there. So I don't think it's as far-fetched as other people think, but it just depends probably what happens with United.
Depends what he wants, doesn't it, as well? What type of challenge he wants. You know, people say when he goes to clubs where he's it's already in place for him, but he went to Inter and they weren't really that established when he went there. He built them up. Obviously, they're like a bigger club than Everton, but it was a challenge for him. And I think Chelsea, in a way as well, was another challenge for him. They were struggling at the time, weren't they? Obviously, Everton will be a completely different thing, but if you look at it and he thinks, I just want a cushy job, I want to be well paid, and I want to win things, he could go to PSG, couldn't he? I think there's been reports about them signing him out. I think that's the only other place he might possibly go apart from United.
Because you could still probably live in London if you did that as well.
Yeah.
Probably just get the tube over every morning, the Channel Tunnel every morning.
I don't think that, you know, I'm not saying we'll get him, but we're in. I think
I don't think
we'd have a swing.
I don't think it's as unrealistic as some people would like to point out. I know a lot of people are like, well, it's just a sounding device for Man United. Maybe it is, but that doesn't mean that he's not. You know, if the job wasn't offered to him and he didn't have, like, you know, if he had nowhere else to go and someone said to him, like, would you be the Everton manager? He's not going to go, well, no. I still think he would still say yes. I still think it's a possibility. There is money there. It's not the worst squad in the world, and it's a different season because everyone, well, why would he sign for a team that you know, finished 11th? Well, we're not. We're joint first now because that's where at the start of the season it doesn't really matter.
If you put a big contract in front of somebody, anybody, no matter who you are, and if you're going to say, we'll give you £100 million to spend this summer, whichever club it be, he'd consider it.
For 2 years, I mean, the only thing I would say, if he looked at it, is whether he, well, I don't know, if he was to fail at Everton, then people will go, well, that's 2 failures in a row. But he could turn around and go, look what I'm working with, or look what I was given, I wasn't given. So I suppose from that point, I suppose he's got everything to gain, because, you know, he would automatically move Everton from 11th to about European place as well, to shadow of a doubt. I think just walking into the door would do that, to be honest. I think he's that good a coach. But it'd be interesting. I mean, the other two though, I mean, Frank de Boer, Koeman. I know Koeman said last week, no, I'm not going anywhere, but bravado, that for me.
Yeah,
absolute bravado.
Totally. That's what he was never going to be able to say anything else in a press conference, was he? However, I'm quite interested in that actually, because he's
I'll bring the goalie with me as well if you want.
He doesn't know Everton's standpoint, does he? He doesn't know where, you know, how serious Everton are. He's one who we could get. I know a lot of people going, why would he leave Southampton for Everton? The worst argument I've ever heard in my life.
The worst. Ray Wilkins.
The worst.
I had a few people tweeting me about Southampton fans saying, "Oh, you're an idiot. Why would you leave us?" And you just don't want to. I just hate all that. Who's a bigger club?
That's how the West Ham thing started. Look at that now. Look where that's gone.
You can't like get involved with that, because for them, it's like, you know, for them, their club will be the biggest club there is. So that's fair. You've got no problem with that. I just think Everton historically, you know, it's there. There's still the reality side will be there's a lot of money to spend, and there is a nucleus of a very, very good squad there. So that's exciting. I wouldn't a lot of people are discounting Frank de Boer. I don't understand why, because Koeman, he's done a great job at Southampton, but he had no Premier League experience before Southampton. So why wouldn't de Boer 4 titles in 6 years?
Pochettino, same, you know, or
Mourinho before he come here, Klopp.
He's done well. It's just, I think there's been I've seen a stat the other day saying like managers who've come into the Premier League and not been in there before have won a lot of titles. I think of Mancini as well, he did the same, didn't he, at City? Pellegrini did the same, yeah. And the thing about Koeman and De Boer, I think it's just because he's not an unknown quantity, is he, Koeman? Because people see him on the telly every week, they see the way his teams play, and they know that he's done a good solid job at Southampton. But I completely agree about De Boer, and I think one of the things he did at Ajax, and we've talked about this in the final word, he's probably stayed a little bit too long and things got a little bit too stale with him, and what the job they were trying to do, whereas PSV in that league bought a few big players and tried to go for the title in that way, Ajax stripped their team down and had to build from youth again. And if you look at the side he started there with, it had players like Luis Suarez, Christian Eriksen, Vertonghen, Vermaelen, Alderweireld, all there, and he had to sell all them and build up again. And the fact he won 4 titles on the back of that is pretty impressive.
I know, he just missed out last week.
Exactly. Yeah.
What about Philip Cocu?
Yeah.
I don't think we get him because
he's just won it.
I know he's just won it, but I think that's a different thing.
No, but I'm saying they're hoping to go on from it.
But I think with him, I mean, I've heard Ronald De Boer today. I think is he part of the Dutch? I think he's part of the Dutch coaching team. I think they're playing. Are they playing? Who are they playing? Scotland or something like that? I don't know.
He wants to come.
But he was and he basically said, he's saying the style would be not too similar to Martinez's, but I think a little bit quicker through the lines. Pretty much what we've seen in the last game against Norwich. So I think what he's thinking is it's not too different from the way I play, but just different enough. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't have to. It'll be a way the players enjoy. And what you've just said is perfect there. You know, we've gone on about it in the final word, talking about young players. That's what he will have been used to in the last few years, is just working with young players and knowing how to, you know, get the best out of them.
And he'd be able to bring a couple of because they do just sell the players, don't they? So the keeper's decent, isn't he?
He's Sillerson, I think I wouldn't take the credit for this, but I've seen someone put out, I can't think of that name. I think it's Steve McSweeney on Twitter. He's like follows Dutch football quite a lot. And he said what Ajax have got with him now is they've got a plan to go forward, whereas PSV don't really have that. And you look at that team now, and there's a lot of really good young players coming through. You think of like some Milik and Bazoer, all coming through to the side and looking like they're going to make a really big impression. So I think he has been written off a bit too quick, and people saying, I don't really fancy him. People calling him Martinez Mark II because of the way he plays. But I think what you're going to get with him as well is he's a name, isn't he? And you think he played for Ajax for 11, 10 years. He went to Barcelona, excelled in World Cups when he played in them. You know, he played that great pass to Bergkamp, didn't he, for that wonder goal he scored.
Against Arties.
And if you're a player and you walk in, you see someone like him, you know, strutting around the training ground every day, you're going to get respect off him straight away.
I was listening to someone on the radio the other day, and someone was saying, well, what's the difference between him and Martinez? I just couldn't help but laugh, because in terms of who they are, it's just
Champions League.
It's just he's, you know, who's he managed and all that, and you just think, no, he's dipped in Ajax, he's dipped in Barcelona, he's steeped in all it, you know, he's been there and seen it, done it internationally. And
some people say that and then go, but I think Eddie Howe would be good, or Mark Hughes, or Sean Dyche, and you go, okay.
And the thing is, I think a lot of our fans have got this stigma now about like keeping the ball and wanting to play that way, and I know you need to be adaptable, but possession football can work if you do it properly.
Yeah, if you do fast.
And if you move the ball quickly and you press to win it back, it can be really effective. It's just we didn't do that well enough under Martinez. I think the principle in itself can work in English football.
We only had 48% on Sunday, we won 3-0.
Yeah, but again, you've got to be playing in different ways.
Of course. Listen, I had no problem with the possession football, none whatsoever. I'd like to see 2 strikers up front at times. I think that helps you win games. Everything has to be done quicker. You know, we've seen it on Sunday how fast when Everton moved the ball quickly. Still at the ball, still play possession football. They've done it quickly. It cuts teams open. You know, possession football just means you take care of the ball. You don't just play long, aimless balls upfield.
Is there anyone else in the pipeline, do you think? I mean, because there are other names, but you think, okay, Mourinho's still the wild card, but those two seem the favourites. And I also think there might be a reason why those, because they share an agent, and I just think someone might be scratching someone else's back. I'm not quite sure who yet, but is there anyone else that you're looking at and thinking?
I think there will be, though. I think there'll be.
But anyone who you look at now and go, you know what, I would fancy.
I'd have Rudy Garcia. I think I'd have him in it. I think him. I think Emery, although obviously his away record's shocking. Fav, what's Fav?
Lucien Favre. He's the one I was going to say. they play great football there, and you look at the things went a bit bad for them earlier in the year there, but the young players they've got in the team, like Xhaka, they've got another croc coming through now with Mahmoud Dahoud and all those sorts of players, and they play a good balanced style of football. He can counter-attack one week, he can go and press teams the next week, and he instilled that in them, got them into the Champions League obviously as well. So I think the only concern with people like that and people like Emery is I think the language barrier could be a bit of an issue. They might speak English, I'm not entirely sure, but I prefer someone who can come in and can speak the language and get their ideas across quickly, because we've had a set way of playing these last couple of years. I think we need to get away from that as quickly as possible and get some new ideas.
I want Everton to be, you don't know what you're going to get, you don't know how they're going to play today. That's my ideal for Everton.
Forest against chocolates.
Well, against sorry, you can just see Aubrey bending over and the worst builders.
I'll come back to that toilet.
I don't want to see that. I just think against Norwich we got a bit of Everton that I remember back. Harrying fast, getting tackled like a tackle, getting crowding around, people hunting the ball, and that for me was exciting to see, because it's being too neutral.
Where's that bloody laptop? And shut up!
Too neutral and you know.
Right,
simple.
Well, tell us what you think. Who do you want? Who's ideal? Is there any wild cards out there? Listen, if you want Mourinho, say you want Mourinho. No issues. Some lad in the glass, he was trying to sing it by himself yesterday.
Did you see the sign someone had saying Moyes SOS?
Oh.
Each to their own.
Sod off.
I think if you can't get Mourinho, I think I want Frank de Boer.
Yeah, I'm sort of swaying that
I'd probably go Koeman. I think he'd probably be my first choice.
But Koeman does have two strikers, and I do like that.
Yeah. So, tell us what you think in the comments below. Who do you want to come in? It's going to be massive. It's a massive decision that I'm sure Mr. Mashiri will get right. Tell us what you think in the comments, and we'll see you soon on Toffee TV.